First, I got a series of questions by someone named Fantastic Elevator 6. And you have to really watch me when I say some of these usernames because if it's a completely inappropriate reference, I'm not going to get it. So you have to come in and say, "Hey, uh, we don't support whatever Eric just said."
Okay.
So anyway, the series of questions was about my recent transition to a vegetarian diet, and I got a kick out of the series of questions. They were partially facetious, but um, I think that there's too much attention dedicated to the idea that a vegetarian diet is like wholly unsustainable and not compatible with human life. like for example, uh how is it incorporating all those beans and legumes into the diet? Like it's fine. Questions like, how has been like, my GI system dealing with all the additional plant food? Uh, totally fine, like no difference at all. Question: any change in supplementation to complement my dietary change? Not really. I was already taking a multivitamin, and the only real change I made with supplementation was instead of taking fish oil, I switched over to algae oil, which I actually much prefer. Greg, we were talking about this the other day. Uh, Fish oil is known to have that kind of fishy smell to it sometimes, and sometimes you'll get it's kind of gross, but the burps with the fishy aftertaste, that stuff grosses me out. With algae, you feel like you're just eating some delicious seaweed. It's really, really nice. So I actually, even if I were not a vegetarian, I would probably always go algae oil over fish oil if given the chance. Um, the and if, like I said, I'm not like being dismissive of this series of questions because they are good questions. But yeah, like people have asked me, is it hard to get protein in? Honestly, not really, unless you're on a really low calorie diet or your protein is realistically higher than you need. A lot of people are like, dude, I can't do a vegetarian diet. I could never get the protein in. It's like, right, but why are you having like 4 grams per kilogram of protein,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it really hasn't been that bad. There have been, minor inconveniences, minor situations where I have to think about, okay, where am I going to get a plant-based source of protein? But overall, it's been a very easy change, and I haven't had to do anything too crazy in terms of supplementation or anything like that. But the part of the question that I thought was excellent, uh, I would like an update on how the moral superiority feels. Is the lack of cognitive dissonance making your thinking clearer? And is lack of B12 killing all your gains? So, excellent string of questions. Um,
Wait, were people actually asking that?
yeah, it's a facetious list of questions here
Oh,
about
gotcha,
going
gotcha.
vegetarian. Um, One of the things that's funny is I did run into like a major issue of cognitive I ran into a moral conundrum. So my girlfriend's cat is uh, needed a switch in food, and we were trying to figure out. They stopped selling her old food, and she's allergic to a lot of the common foods, and we're trying to figure out what kind of food to get for my girlfriend's cat. And dude, they made me sad. Like there was like, she's like, should we get this food made of rabbits? And I'm like, dude, no, not not the little rabbits. And then like, yeah, we went through this whole list of animals and finally settled on a salmon based food for the cat based on which animal do we feel less sad about eating.
Yeah.
Um, because the cat is a lovely cat, but unfortunately an obligate carnivore.
Yeah.
So the cat will be eating meat, and so yeah, we still buy these food products made of animals, but fortunately we were able to avoid the bunny food. That was a little bit over the line for
Yeah.
me. But anyway, yeah, so it's been good, and it's not that bad.